Question 15. If ax plus 2 times bx plus 7 equal to 15x squared plus cx plus 14 for all values of x, and a plus b equal to 8, what are the two possible values for c? Okay, so based on the equation here on the left side, let's go ahead and multiply this out. Okay, so ax plus 2 times bx plus 7. Let's see what we get, right? Because on the right side, there's really not much we can do to simplify this. So let's start from the left side. So if we do FOIL and multiply this out, okay, and then ax times 7. So we do that will be abx squared. All right, ax times bx is abx squared. Ax times 7 is 7ax. Now we're gonna take the 2 times bx is 2bx, and then 2 times 7, that would be 14. All right, so that's what we get here after we multiplied this out. And we know this whole thing is supposed to equal to 15x squared plus cx plus 14, like that. All right, so for a question like this, you see we have so many variables, right? So it's not like we're trying to solve for a certain variable or solving for x using the equation. For a question like this, it's more like matching. Like we're trying to match the two sides, and we're trying to find clues to help us solve for the variables. Okay, so our goal is to figure out what c is. That's our ultimate goal. Okay, and you see, we know the two sides have to be equivalent. They have to be equal on both sides, which means you see we have a plus 14 and plus 14, right? They match, so that's good. Okay, they're supposed to match. And then for the square term, we have abx squared and 15x squared. We know these two have to be equivalent, right? Because we have no other square term. So they have to be equal, which means if abx squared equal to 15x squared, then we know ab have to equal to 15. Okay, a times b does have to equal to 15, otherwise it won't be equal to 15x squared, the whole thing. Okay, so that's what we know here. And we also know, see this here, right, these two terms, the 7ax plus 26x, and this cx here, these two should be equal because they are the term as x, and so they have to be same, they have to be equivalent on both sides. So which we can say 7ax plus 2bx, so if we add up the two number in front, the coefficient, then we can say 7a plus 2b, this should equal to the coefficient in front of x on the side, which is equal to c. Okay, right. So we know a times b have to be 15 and 7a plus 2b equal to c. So we're trying to solve for some possible values of c. So we know c is 7a plus 2b. So if you know what a and b represent, we can go and plug in and solve for c. So we know a times b is 15, and we also know from the original question, a plus b equal to 8. That's another clue. Okay, so based on these two equations, we know a times b had to be 15, a plus b had to be 8. Can you think of like two number that worked and two number that multiply to be 15 and add together to be 8? Well, we can do 3 and 5. Right? 3 and 5. That will work. 3 times 5 is 15, 3 plus 5 is 8. Right? So if a is 3 and b is 5, then let's go ahead and plug in solve for c. That would be 7 times a, which is 3, plus 2 times b, which is 5. That should equal to c, and we solve this out. 3 times 7, 21, plus 2 times 5, 10, and we get 31. Okay, so one possible value for c should be 31. All right. And well, if you look at the answer choices, the only one that had 31 had to be D. Okay, that's the only one there. But where did they get the 41 from, right? So how can we get 41? Well, if you notice here, we said 3 and 5 could work, but A is not necessarily 3, right? A could be 5 and B could be 3, right? So it's the same two numbers if we switch them, right? Say, what if B is, right? What if B is 3 instead and A equal to 5? Oops, B equal to 3 and A equal to 5. If that's the case, we plug in and solve, we see that's how we get the other number. Okay, we get 7A plus 2B equal to C. So if A is 5 now, and B is 3, we solve for C, we get 7 times 5, 35, plus 2 times 3 is 6. 35 plus 6, we get 41. Okay, so that's how we have 41 there. That's the second number there. Okay, yeah, but once we figure out one of them, we know it had to be D because that's the only answer that works. Okay, so for a question like this, we're trying to match the two sides and we're trying to come up with clues to help us solve for the missing variable.